The cooler than expected June CPI print has made traders pare back their bets for where they see rate hikes peaking. But you've got high wage growth. Can we rule out another half-point hike at this meeting?
Hi, morning, Lizzie. So definitely not. I think the only thing that we're sure about this meeting is that it's going to be a very close call, and the BOE has surprised us in the past. Our call is for a 25 basis points increase, exactly because of what you said. You had CPI coming down in June in both headline and core. And then there's also signs that the economy is weakening. So you had a jump in unemployment in the latest jobs market, and you also have the latest PMI pointing to a stagnation of the underlying growth. If you combine this with the bank's latest communication, where they said that the 50 basis points were kind of contained to that specific meeting, then you do see a case for 25 basis points. But as you said, wage growth is a problem, is running short below 8%. And then the composition of inflation is also not a favorable one. And while what the BOE knows is that inflation right now is being driven by second-round effects in the UK. So if you have this widespread behavior where firms are, increasing prices and workers are pushing up wages, then there's an argument for front-loading and for going for 50 basis points. So that still remains on the table.
But as I always say, can you really front-load at the back end? Meanwhile, let's just look at the vote split. Okay, last time really a surprise. This time you've got the Archdove Silvana Tenreiro replaced by Megan Green. Do you think that's going to bring more unanimity to the MPC?
I think it will be interesting to see how Megan Green votes, just because she kind of has hinted that she's a bit hawkish. The comments that she made about neutral rate, that it might not actually be as remained as low, and that she said that there was no room for complacency in the fight against inflation. So it'll be interesting to see if she actually sides, with men, that's probably going to go vote for 50 basis points, or if she still starts by voting with the core of the MPC, and that where you think the center of gravity is, and that includes, Broadbent, Bailey, and Peel.
And we also get the updated forecasts today. Do you see any way that the UK can avoid a recession, given that you and the market are expecting more rate hikes?
I think the BOE will put out a forecast today, and the curve that it will use, the rate path, is quite high. It has a peak of 6%. Now that would be enough to push to change the forecast of the MPC and to show a recession there. But we think the committee will probably aim off that, just because they were forecasting a recession in November, and then they took it back later, and they probably wouldn't want to kind of put it back in. So in terms of the forecast, maybe we won't see a recession. In our own view, is that rates as high as 5.75, they're probably, that's probably what's going to happen. It won't be a deep recession by historical standards, so it's like we're looking at a 1% fall in GDP. But yeah, that's probably what kind of needs to happen.